All NPCs Part 4. Now for Randy. He lives at the Randy's Bait and Tackle. 11 o'clock he walks to the supermarket. 4 o'clock he teleports back to the docks. At 7 o'clock he walks back inside for the night. Now for Greg. He lives right behind the casino. 11 o'clock he walks to the Piss Hut. At 12:20 he walks to the car wash parking lot. At 2 o'clock he walks to Mac's house at the docks. At 4:45 he teleports to the rocks below the manor. 7:30 he teleports to the slop shop. 10 o'clock he walks to Bud's bar. At 3 o'clock he goes home for the night. Now we have Jeff. Lives across from Taco Tickler. He's at the skateboard shop till 6 p.m. He goes to pizzeria and 8 p.m. he goes home. Now we have Philip. He lives at the mayor's house. 11:30 he walks to the laundromat. At 1:20 he walks to the back of slop shop. 3 o'clock he walks to the casino for the night. And now Eugene. He lives behind slop shop. 7:20 he walks to Highland Tower 2. 12:20 he walks to the supermarket. At 1 o'clock he walks to the table behind Highland Tower 2. 2:20 he walks to Ham Legal Services. 3:30 he walks back to Highland Tower 2. At 6:45 he walks behind Gas Mart with the mech shop. At 8 p.m. he goes home. And Brad lives under the parking garage. And now we have Lisa. She lives at the Doc's house. At 8:15 she walks to the bus stop. At 9:15 she teleports to Highland Medical. At 2 o'clock she walks to the fountain in front of Town Hall. 3:20 she walks back to Highland Medical. 7:20 she walks to a machine beside Handy Hanks. At 7:50 she teleports back home. Now for Javier. He lives at the Doc's house. 11:30 he teleports to the pizzeria. 2:45 he teleports to the dealership. At 5:30 he walks to the Gas Mart for the night. And now for Anna. She's at the hair salon all day. 6 p.m. she walks across the street. 8 p.m. she walks home for the night. Cranky Frank. He lives at the campsite. 9:15 he walks to the tattoo shop. 11:05 he walks to the bus stop behind the construction site. 2:10 he walks to the container beside Geraldine's. 6:25 he walks to the pizzeria. At 8:20 he walks to the Piss Hut. At 10 o'clock he walks to the woods beside the motel. 12:30 he walks to Taco Tickler. 2 o'clock he goes home. Now for Genghis. He lives in a container at the docks. 11:20 he walks outside to smoke. 12:10 he walks to the pawn shop. 2:50 he walks to the slop shop. 5:20 he walks to the church. 7:45 he walks to the hospital. 9:30 he walks to the sidewalk across from Handy Hank. 11:45 he teleports home. Now for Marco. He lives in front of the docks. He's at the mech shop all day. 6 p.m. he leaves and walks to the supermarket. 7:45 he walks to the outside of the casino. 9 o'clock he walks home for the night. Part 5 coming up next in the full video on my YouTube channel.